Hello and welcome. So today we're going to dive into a really fascinating question. Why is it that the very traits that signal high intelligence can often make someone seem, well, a little weird to the rest of the world? Let's get into it. So let me just start with a question for you. Have you, or maybe someone you know, ever been called different? Maybe even strange? You know that feeling, right, of being just a little out of sync with everyone else? Well, what if that feeling isn't a flaw at all? The psychological research we're looking at today suggests it might actually be a powerful sign of a highly intelligent mind, one that processes things really, really deeply. To really get this, we first have to bust a pretty popular myth about what smart actually looks like. Because, it's probably not what you think. The thing is, in reality, genius rarely looks like the loudest, most confident person in the room. Nope. More often, it's a quiet, internal, and honestly a sometimes confusing struggle. It's a mind that's just constantly working overtime, and that doesn't always come across smoothly on the outside. And this contrast right here is really at the heart of the whole misunderstanding. The myth is all about putting on a show, public smarts, but the reality, it's an internal state of super high mental activity, a continuous quiet processing. And yeah, that can easily make someone seem distant or a little out of step. Okay, so now let's decode some specific habits, some uncommon habits that are often just completely misinterpreted. These are what we might call the weird traits of a deep mind. First up is a huge one, this relentless need for logic to win out over what's popular or what's just socially accepted. Now there's a technical term for this. It's called independent cognitive processing. I know, it's a mouthful, but it's a simple idea. It means your own internal reasoning is way more important than getting a thumbs up from the outside world. You just need things to make logical sense to you, and it doesn't matter what the crowd is doing. So, what does this look like in real life? Well, it looks like constantly questioning things that everybody else just accepts. It's refusing to believe something just because somebody told you to. It can even mean ignoring certain social rituals, like why we celebrate New Year's on one specific day, or the whole sports fandom thing if they don't serve a clear, logical purpose for you. All right, the next trait is one that is almost universally misunderstood, and that's the deep, fundamental need for solitude. For a really active mind, solitude isn't about being lonely or antisocial, not at all. It's a productive, active state. It's kind of like taking your brain to the gym. It is mental training. And this mental training, it serves some absolutely critical functions. This is the time when the brain can finally kick into a deep processing mode. It's where you can untangle really complex ideas, connect thoughts that seemed totally unrelated, and, this is a big one, just reset from the constant sensory overload of the world. Our third trait is all about perception. Think about it like this. It's the difference between seeing a single puzzle piece versus seeing the entire puzzle all at once. This right here shows a fundamental difference in how information is processed. See, most people see the world as just a series of separate, isolated events, but the uncommon mind, it instinctively sees the underlying systems, the patterns, and all the connections that link everything together. And the result of that? A super high sensitivity to broken or illogical systems. I mean, when you see the whole machine, you can't help but notice the gears that are grinding and not working right. And this can be a huge source of frustration over things that other people, they don't even see. Okay, our final trait is a really advanced form of self-control, something we can call the cognitive pause. The technical term for this is cognitive inhibition. And what it is, it's this remarkable ability to create a space, a little mental gap between feeling an emotion and actually reacting to it. Now, to someone on the outside, this can look like coldness or maybe a lack of emotion, but it's the exact opposite. It's a sign of incredible mental regulation. Here's kind of how it works. First, there's a stimulus, right? An event, an emotion. Then, and this is the absolute crucial part, comes the cognitive pause, that moment of non-reaction. And only after that pause comes the deliberate, controlled response. That little gap, that's where the genius is. So, what does all this add up to? It means it's time to reframe what being different really means. It's not a bug, it's a feature. It's just a different operating system. So if you've ever felt misunderstood or like you just don't quite fit in, guess what? There's a really good reason for it. Your mind's processing speed, its depth, its whole perspective is just not running on the same frequency as most people. And the message to really take away from all this is simple, but it is so profound. You are not broken. You're just rare. And that brings us to our final and, I think, most important takeaway. Because understanding all this isn't just kind of interesting, it's empowering. Let this one really sink in. All those things you might struggle with, that feeling of being misunderstood, the frustration with illogical systems, that need for solitude, those are not flaws, they're the cost of depth. So, the final question we're left with is for you. Knowing this, knowing that your internal wiring is a strength, not a weakness, how are you going to navigate the world with the full authority of your own internal standards?